Shalom Aleichem. Already a shot here. Alright, a few short questions. Is the Old Testament called Tanakh in Hebrew? Yes, the Old Testament is called Tanakh in Hebrew. This is the same as the Protestant Old Testament, meaning it's the same books, no more, no less. But the order of the books is a little bit different. And Tanakh is spelled in Hebrew with the Hebrew letter Taf, the Hebrew letter Nun, and the Hebrew letter Chaf. So those are three letters. These three letters are an acronym for the three main parts of the Hebrew Bible: Torah, the law of Moses; Nevi'im, the prophets; and Ketuvim, the holy writings. Second question, is the Old Testament called the Hebrew Bible by Christians? Not generally, but I know that there are occasions when Christians will call it the Hebrew Bible. 3. Please explain what is the Talmud and how does it differ from the Torah? The Talmud is essentially a record of the clarifications of Jewish practical law, how to carry out the commandments of the written Torah. But it is a record of how the historical Jewish legislature debated and with each other as to how it is properly to be carried out in reality and not just in theory, and what the ultimate law is. It is different from the Torah in that the majority of matters mentioned in the Talmud are debatable. They don't debate about what the commandment is from the Torah, but they debate about how one is to implement it. And the authoritative decision as to how we implement the law goes according to the majority opinion in the context of the Supreme Court of the Jewish people. Not the secular court that we have today, but the Supreme Court that is consisting of the sages of the people of Israel, meaning they are proper, observant, righteous Jews, the most learned of their generation. Currently we have no such court. Also tell me, what does the Torah contain besides the 613 commandments? It essentially contains the universal history of all mankind, mainly in the book of Genesis, the first part of the Torah. Then the second part is Exodus, which records the story of how the Almighty led the people of Israel out of Egypt, and how there were a multitude of non-Israelites who joined them at that time, and the occurrences that occurred to them in their journey in the wilderness after they left Egypt. Numbers deals with additional laws and censuses, counting the numbers of the heads of the people of the different tribes. And Deuteronomy is sort of a review of the previous laws, but adding extra details and additional laws on what will occur in the future, in the history, in the future of the people of Israel and the future of mankind. The question about Ribit, many people have asked me this question. Ribit is the Hebrew word for usury, or interest, if you like to put it in more simple terms. He's informed me that this term in Arabic is Riba. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it looks to be linguistically connected to the Hebrew word Ribit. In any case, his question is whether or not Ribit, exorbitant interest, is allowed in Judaism, or I care more whether or not it's allowed in the Torah or not. And he's asking this in contrast to Islam, which he's saying prohibits this form of interest. So I would like to say, first of all, thank you for your question, and second of all, before getting into what the historical Jewish understanding of this topic is in the Torah, that when we take upon ourselves the yoke of God's will, whatever that may be, we are surrendering our own opinions and our own feelings to what we are now ready to receive from the Creator, whatever His instruction and laws may be. So, regardless of what is permitted or forbidden in the Torah, that shouldn't be an argument, really, any more so than you do not argue with the Quran, because you believe that the Quran is the will of the Creator. So it's not so much a matter, ultimately, as to whether or not the Torah is good or bad, because the commandments in it don't find favor in my eyes personally. That's not the issue. The issue is whether or not it's the Creator's will. But that I've dealt with in other videos. That's not really the topic here. Here I just want to clarify the idea of interest in Judaism. So, the Torah does permit interest, and it also forbids interest. What do I mean? The Torah forbids interest towards other of the members of Israel. So people who are members of the Israel, it is forbidden to charge them interest. By the way, it is also forbidden for the Israelite to pay interest to another Israelite. So it's not just about charging interest, but we're also forbidden to pay interest. With regard to a non-Israelite, we are permitted to give interest, but the interest is forbidden to be exorbitant. It must be a reasonable sum. It cannot be like I gave a loan to somebody for $200, and because he's late and paying it a week, so I'm going to double it to $400. That is forbidden. That's called usur. Now, lest the person say that this is like racism or favoritism being shown in the Hebrew Bible, because a bit interest is permitted for a Jew to take from a non-Jew, but it is forbidden for a Jew to take from another Jew. Lest one think this, I will clarify, show the inconsistency in that. First of all, there are many, many, many things that the Torah permits to non-Jews which are forbidden severely to the Jew. There are way more things than this than there are things which are strict or harsh towards the non-Jew and are light towards the Jew. The Torah forbids a Jew from even lighting a fire on the seventh day. And a Jew who does this knowingly, intentionally, and he knows that if he knows the punishment is death, so he's liable for the death penalty in certain situations. A non-Jew is totally permitted to light a fire on the Sabbath or any other day. That's just one simple example. Now, back to interest. If a non-Jew doesn't like the fact that Jews can charge him interest, though again, the Jew cannot charge him an exorbitant amount, if the non-Jew doesn't like it and he considers it a heavy burden on him, so the Torah is not racist, the Creator is not racist according to the Torah. The non-Jew can choose to become a Jew, and then we are forbidden to charge him interest. So it's not a matter of racism. It's not a matter of superior genetics or whatever. Also in Islam, to my knowledge, there are advantages to being a Muslim and disadvantages to being a dhimmi. So this shouldn't be such a foreign idea in Islam, despite the fact that perhaps in this particular matter, there may be a difference. But I think there's more of a commonality than a difference, because in the ideology of the Torah, ideally, all people will want to serve the Creator to the utmost of their ability, and would therefore likely join the people of Israel, if they choose to serve Him with all their ability, and realize that the Torah is His will. And in doing so, they would not be charged interest. They would be free from this, but also forbidden even to pay interest to another Jew. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Looking forward to your responses. God bless you. Shabbat Shalom.